Hello friends and welcome back to Nova Scotia, where today we're back at work outside, trying to set this house on some solid ground after having removed our crumbling sill plate and taking a closer look at what remains of our sad foundation.
Sill plate that became
a root ball.
And to dust we go back.
Wow. Well, as you no doubt figured out, we did not quite finish last night. We ended up having, ended up having a bit more to do than we anticipated. So instead of making stupid mistakes, we decided just to give ourselves enough time to clean up properly outside and go in and have a meal. And oh my goodness, Canelle is just having a ball over there. What's she doing? What are you doing? So anyway, I thought I'd give you a quick little update where we're at before we start working. It is significantly colder than yesterday when we knocked off, but it does look like it's going to be a nice day, so should be able to get a lot of work done and hopefully maybe wrap this up today. We'll see. Okay, here's where we're at. So we've got most of these uprights supported and sistered and they're all good to go. We have one little piece cut for back there. You can kind of see it hiding in the corner, but there's actually another piece that goes behind it that's going to be more complicated to cut because it is actually part of the massive corner post that goes right here. So that was going to take longer than we had patience or energy or brain power for last night. And then also, you can't see it because of the stair thing here, but on either side of the door, right here and right here, we've got two more uprights and they also need to be both supported and sistered, given essentially the same treatment as all these other ones here. But you can see, I mean, we got the sill plate in. It is fully supported for now temporarily underneath by these little uprights. We have just shimmed it up, but once we've got all of these little things taken care of, then we can start attaching them to the sill plate, and then we can properly support the sill plate from underneath with some bricks or cinder blocks, or I don't know, we'll have to redo the foundation properly later, but I don't have the right mortar on hand and I cannot get it in the limited time frame that we are here before we leave in a couple weeks. So it's going to be a temporary foundation, just try and close it up so that nothing can get underneath and start living there. Yeah, so let's get to it. Look at that little doggo. What a good little doggo. She is loving the fact that we are working outside and that it is a bit fresher, and she is just living her absolute best corgi life. All right, we're gonna pause the construction for just a second to talk skincare and Black Friday deals, because I've been using Ferrero's skincare products for over a year now and they've got some killer Black Friday deals running right now, so stay tuned for details on those in just a second. So previously my go-to was their UFO 3, but then they released the FAQ 202, that is this right here, and it is my new favorite. It's a new generation of LED silicone face mask. It's got 8 different wavelengths, including NIR, to help tackle signs of aging and other skin concerns. I've been using it several times a week just before bed for a quick 15-minute anti-aging treatment, and after using it regularly, my skin feels noticeably smoother. It's more hydrated, and people have commented on how my skin looks more radiant and healthy. It's also been really easy to fit into my routine. The Flexi Fit silicone means it's light, it's comfortable, and it gives a nice even coverage without me even noticing that I'm wearing it. So if you want to treat your skin, now is the best time to shop because, like I said, Ferrero has some amazing Black Friday deals running. Plus, you can use my code right here, 35makes, for an extra 35% off on almost all of their products, even the ones that are already on sale. That means you can get up to 50% off of Ferrero products. So thank you to Ferrero for sponsoring this video, and now back to the construction. What you doing? What a silly dog. Also, we have a fun visit planned for tomorrow. We have a certain friend of the channel and architect in 2 provinces, Amber of Blue Pencil Designs, is coming by to see the house in person. We've been corresponding a bit. We also had a bit of a Skype call. She found me through my videos and reached out to me in email, and as it turns out, she is local-ish. She lives in the province here, and she is coming by to spend the night and hang out with us, see the house in person, and hang out. And I could not be more excited. So really, really looking forward to that. Also, what you doing? As you might have seen on the channel, we did already have like a pretty long video call. I'm just not sure if the audio was working correctly on it because, you know, technical difficulties. So I don't know how much you got to see of that, but I had an absolutely lovely time, really enjoyed it. And she's coming over tomorrow to spend all day and overnight here and meet us in person, see the house in real life, maybe give some good ideas, maybe do a little bit of work here together. She is game for everything, and I am so excited to host her. So very excited to bring this also to you so you can meet her as well, because she seems like an absolutely lovely woman and the beginning of a relationship that I hope will continue through the years as well. She is currently working on a historic sawmill restoration elsewhere in the province, and I would absolutely love to go down and hang out and spend some time with her there learning about her project. That would be just so much fun. Anyway, back to work.
Wow.
So we've had a bit of a setback, or what I'm choosing to call a course correction instead, and that is that we realized we actually need to jack the entire sill plate up significantly, because if we look at the corner here with the old existing sill plate, you can see that the new sill plate is actually considerably lower, and we probably should have done that from the very get-go, but the fact of the matter is that we thought we could trust the points of reference that we had created from the old uprights, but looking back at it, all of those uprights had actually been chopped off at the bottom and replaced at some point long in the past, and they were actually not where they should be. Like, the sill had already sagged at that point, because yeah, it's pretty clear from this corner here that the new sill that we are installing needs to go up significantly in this corner. So we have undone all of that blocking and sistering that we spent the last day doing, on the small tiny off chance that they aren't exactly in the right place. Instead of throwing like 30 nails in here right away, we're gonna just use a couple screws per sister.
Foreshadowing is a literary device that...
And we're going to do things in the order that we probably should have done them to begin with, which is we're going to jack up the sill, put it where it should be, level, flush, plumb, all of that stuff. Secure it there, which is going to be tricky because our foundation is not where it needs to be and also garbage. And then we're going to go back in and recut, trim off all the blocking and everything so that it sits where it needs to be. Yay! So the plan is to take these guys, bunch of pavers here, and build some pretty sturdy bases here so that we can essentially do more permanent and better constructed versions of these to keep the sill at the right height, keep it level, flush, plumb, all that good stuff. And we're gonna leave it like that all winter, and then in the spring we're gonna come in and redo this foundation because we've just decided that's the best plan of action.
I see, that's really quite clever, isn't it?
No, I think it has to come to me a little bit, but it's not surprising, I just say.
Yeah, pretty good. So we should lock it in there. So originally the plan had been to level this sill plate out flush with the sill plate behind, but after checking the level of this board right here, that's our very first floor joist, it's actually nice and level up until here. You can see here there's a little beam that actually runs the whole depth of the house here. So the floor joist is level till there, but from here to the corner of the house, it is actually sagging slightly, and that's because this sill plate, the one that runs along the back of the house, while it is in much better shape than this one here, and that's why we're holding off to change it till spring, it is still somewhat damaged. So the whole house is a little bit sagging down like that. So instead of lining this up where the old sill plate is, we are actually just going to jack it a little bit higher to where the new sill plate, once we replace this one, is going to sit. And then that means that eventually in the spring we'll be able to replace that sill plate and everything should be nice and level. But before we can solve the problem, I want to introduce you to a new and recurring character on the channel who's going to be helping us out in a few different parts of the house project. She's a lovely person, passionate designer, historic house nerd, and an absolute joy to hang out with, Amber the architect. Although actually, I got that wrong. She's not technically an architect, so I'm going to stop calling her that. Okay, so not an architect.
No.
So what should we call you instead?
Well, I just call myself an architectural designer.
So now that we've established that you are not an architect, you're an architectural designer.
Yes.
Why should people turn to architectural designers? What role?
Okay.
What role do you serve in improving my life, our lives, everyone's lives?
I think there are three sort of categories of clients or people that I would interface with. There are the people that contact me because they have to. They have projects that they have to get a professional involved to remedy what they've already done.
Failure to meet code, for example.
Well, is one of them. Or they're wanting to put another unit in their low-rise apartment building, something like that. They need somebody to do it because the law says it's not your own dwelling. If somebody else is going to be inhabiting it, a third party needs to design it, and they need to have insurance and be able to be sued. So there's the people that have to talk to me because of what they want to do. There are the people that they know what they want to do, but they don't have the capabilities or the knowledge or the capacity to do it themselves. So this is what I want to do. I want to put a rec room off the back of my house with a bedroom and an ensuite bathroom. This is the size I want it. This is what I want in it. I don't know how to do it. Here. Make the drawings that I need.
That I can follow, maybe. Or that I can hire somebody to follow.
Yes. And so it's very prescriptive in that they tell you this is what I want and you draw it. And then the last category are the ones that are most fun to deal with, and that they say, okay, we kind of know what we want. We were thinking this, that, and that. You're the expert. Go ahead.
Run with it.
Yeah. And I mean, they obviously, you provide them, like I try and provide sort of a couple of different ways in which that we could approach it, and then that involves developing a rapport with the person and sort of like, how do you live, and okay, you've got a dog with a lot of energy, like how are we gonna, and those are the people that are the most enjoyable to work with. They're open and receptive to whatever comes at them. They fully acknowledge that they're bankers by day and they don't know anything about anything other than banking. And then in the end, I think, I'd like to think they get the best product.
Yeah, I guess in the beginning, like when you found me and like found the channel, what made you reach out to me? What tell me the origin story of our relationship.
Our relationship. Yes, my annual October visit.
Yes. For those watching, we tried to record our very first interaction and technically challenged me. Absolutely failed. So we shall rehash it here.
Honestly, I came across your video on YouTube and was watching your content, your historical sewing, and I was like, dumpster diving. I need Shannon to take me to Montreal on moving day. I felt like there was a bit of kindred spirit there. And then you mentioned about an old house in Nova Scotia. For the internet world, I have a small little house in Nova Scotia, and I want to be able to work in Nova Scotia. I thought what you were doing was fantastic, that you and I could be besties.
Check.
The fact that I want to work in Nova Scotia, and on top of that, I love old buildings.
Yeah.
And so just on a whim, I reached out. I'm like, hey, you're my bestie. You don't know it yet,
But we're gonna be.
That's right. There are people doing really cool things that I just love the fact that they're doing really cool things. So yeah, so then I was like, you're doing something fantastic. I'm just gonna like tiptoe into your world if I can. So
Please
yeah.
come on in. I wanted to ask you to like plug a little bit what we were talking about last night with what you want to do here in Nova Scotia with your sort of modular, the Nova Scotian take on, say, a Sears home.
So the area that we have a little place in Nova Scotia it's an industry-based community. It's fishing, scallops, lobster, and forestry, and there's not a lot of disposable income, and people are very capable and used to if I need this, I'm going to make it, or I'm going to go down the road to my neighbor.
Resourceful.
Yes, resourceful, there you go. And to the point earlier that I'd like to work in Nova Scotia, so then I was sort of brainstorm ways in which I could provide a needed or a relevant service at a price point that was going to be palatable
within folks' budgets.
That's right. Work within the budgets of the community. Yes. So my idea for trying to tap into the Nova Scotia market in the area that I'm in that would work well was catalog homes. So a Sears home. So I spoke with the local building department asking that what type of projects do you often see. The idea was that I'm designing the kit house, and then somebody would buy that drawing, that concept.
Basically proof that the demand is already there. What is the demand for, and how can I fit myself to match that need?
Yes. So if I'm going to design something that would be on catalog, that I'm going to design something that is actually relevant to the people here. And then me being a creative and liking to do what I want to do.
Don't we all?
The idea of creating this catalog of types of additions, new builds, accessory buildings, what have you, that are needed in the area, but then an aesthetic that I would like to see encouraged. And being from out of province, romanticize the maritime.
Keeping within the architectural heritage of the area, it sounds like.
Yeah, because you're in here rescuing a Victorian home or that some developer may or may not have wanted to come in and smash down and build some economical raised bungalow. Yes.
See? Neighbor Tim's house.
Yes. What I find too is that being as rural as our place is, if you can't buy it at the local hardware store, it's not an option real for the most part.
Yeah.
And so then everything gets streamlined down, so you have whatever 2 vinyl siding manufacturers. The windows that are in stock are white vinyl, small, and the number of times I've seen a house that used to have a fantastic, what is that, like a 3x6 window in it, but then it gets reduced down to a 24x20, and the infill all around it. It's a shame. So that's what I'm exploring right now is coming up with this, what type of projects, and then creating an attractive design of those viable typical projects.
I can't wait to see how it progresses. Well, I guess one last thing that I can think of for the main segment, and that is how can people find you?
I do have a website, which is a splash page, bentpencildesign.com, and on that there's a form that you can fill out that will come to my email, or you can email me directly, amber@bentpencildesign.com.
Serving Nova Scotia and Ontario?
That's right, yes.
Fantastic. Should we talk bathroom?
Sure.
Let's do it. So obviously Amber is helping us design our kitchen and our bathroom. That has been a really fun process. I have learned a lot about it, and I've been going into some very deep dives on the whole process over on my Patreon. It's basically just hours of me pouring over various options of layouts for the bathroom, pros and cons of different layouts, the inspiration, what's going into it, all that sort of thing. There will be a much more condensed, streamlined version of that will come out publicly on the the main channel eventually when we do get there. So don't worry, you will get to see the highlights of the process. But if you want all of the nitty gritties, like if you want to be there for the whole journey of it all, see the long-winded musings of the creative-minded but completely unexperienced in-house design, they are over on Patreon right now. I've really enjoyed getting to meet Amber. She has come out to the house twice now. We've had multiple video chats. It's been really, really fun, and I do hope that you will enjoy the latest addition to the lineup of characters on the channel as much as I have. So with that being said, back to that sill plate.
Hey, salut! On top. Oui.
Wow.
How's the level?
The level is dead on. Look how nice and tight the grain is on this beautiful old growth wood. It's also, don't remember where this came from, but it's got the old cut nails in it, so that's one old piece of wood. You can tell just looking at that lovely grain. Don't make them like that anymore. With the sill plate installed at its proper place, we could now reinstall all of the shims and blocks and sisters that we'd taken out at the start of the day. Thanks to my previous fail-safe decision, most of them had been screwed in, so they were really easy to uninstall and repurpose, but a couple of them had been nailed in, which led to this.
Which I want to sister this inside to have something under this.
Yes. Look at that liquid dog. Oh, she's about to fall asleep.
I'm happy outside.
Also, here is the butt plug, if you'll pardon my saying so, and the shim that go in the half flap for the long part of our sill plate. And I will explain exactly what we devised for this later, but it's sitting here because it also got coated in that lovely goo that basically kind of protects it from the elements. You can actually see where it's coated and where it's not. So that's our shim for our butt plug, for our half lap, for the long section of sill. Trust me when I say this stuff is stinky. But hey, predates our house. Also, I'm still in love with these fall colors. They're still stunning, although they're rapidly falling off the tree. Almost. Well, 24 hours later, it feels like we're at where we thought we would be at the end of yesterday.
Except straight.
Except we're straight and things are done properly. Not that we were trying to do it improperly the first time, we just hadn't learned some things yet about our house. But now we're both feeling very good about this. It was a good decision. The sill plate is level and plumb and flush, and the walls are straight and sistered and attached. We have toe-nailed them in. Everything is looking peachy. And now I'm gonna clean up and wash up and go inside and take a nap because I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But we did good.